Rolando Romero versus Manuel Jaimes, 10 rounds in the 140-pound division. Let's get into it. Let's start with both guys' respective records. Romero, 15 wins, 2 losses, 13 wins by way of knockout. Jaimes, 16 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, and 11 wins by way of knockout. Rolly is coming off of the second loss of his career where he got stopped by Pitbull Cruz. He was also coming off of a controversial fight against Ishmael Barroso. So though Rolly went the 9th round, he got the 9th round stoppage against Barroso. Barroso gave the younger fighter all he could bear, man. He gave the younger man some serious work and had Rolly hurt a couple times in that fight. Now, Manuel Jaimes is not as known as Rolly. He suffered his first loss back in 2022 against Pedro Ivan Bernal, where he lost a decision victory. But since then, he's bounced back, and now he's on a 4-fight win streak. Bunch of stoppages along the way. Biggest win on his resume came from when he fought Jonathan Romero. This is his first 10-round fight. And it's important to add also, Jaimes has campaigned at 130, 135 pounds, and this fight is at 140 pounds. So that could make a difference, or it might not make a difference, but it's something to add into the mix as we break down this fight in its entirety. I've seen a bunch of different conversations over the internet, and people are saying Jaimes has no shot at beating Rolando Romero. Right? I personally think Jaimes has a great shot at beating Rolly here. And if Rolly overlooks him, he might be in trouble. Jaimes has good pop in his shots, man. That left hand has closed out the show against many of opponents. His toughest test to date was when he fought Jonathan Romero, and I felt like he handled that fight well. It wasn't the most prettiest fight. It was a grueling close range fight. Jaimes is going to go to the body. He's going to try to keep the attack in close and attack the opening target. Fighting on the inside every single round, as as spectators of the sport, is not an easy thing to do. It requires a certain level of skill to be able to maneuver in close space, in tight spots, and your accuracy has got to be on point, because it can be exhausting and you can get hurt if you aren't careful. Both men didn't make themselves, when he fought Romero, both men did not really make themselves hard to find. They were both in front of each other, both men trading and landing big punishing shots, but Jaimes felt like outworked Romero and came away with the decision victory. Manuel Jaimes is a tough fighter, man. He's got a good, solid chin because he took some shots against Romero. Jaimes is a improved fighter than when he lost his first fight. I think he's gotten better. His technique has improved and he's made good adjustments, and his conditioning is excellent as well. He's a strong-willed, durable fighter. Now, Rolly has fought a bunch of different styles. Rolly has fought a pressuring style before. Jaimes does have that pressuring style, but a little bit more calculated and finesse to it. Rolly has fought a pressuring style. He's fought Pitbull Cruz. It just did not work out in his favor. I don't think Jaimes is as big as a puncher as a Pitbull Cruz or a Barroso, but the right shot at the right time could change anything, as we know in boxing. Now, when Rolly fought Cruz, the first time Cruz caught Rolly with the shot, man, Rolly was on skates. Like, he felt every bit of that shot. So you have to ask yourself, is Rolly a little bit chinny? Is that chin kind of strong? Rolly's Pitbull Cruz's shot was on the temple as well, too. And I don't really think Rolly fully recovered from that shot that scored in the first round. But I also felt like, man, Rolly was actually fighting decently throughout that fight, trying to box his way to victory. He was using his jab. He was trying to counter. He was trying to use his feet to get out of the way, to be evasive, but he just kept getting caught with the same shot. We know Rolly can punch, but defensively, he's not the greatest defensive fighter. Rolly is more of a front foot fighter, likes to come on that front foot, likes to use his physicality to his advantage, his power, his strengths. But when you have Rolly retreating and maneuvering laterally and backstepping and pulling back, it's just not going to work out in his favor. And to this point, it has not. When he fought Gervonta Tank Davis, he was overly too aggressive, and he got himself caught with that left hand, and it was over with. But there were points when Rolly fought Tank where he was patient and he was not trying to force the fight, but he got impatient, and his impatientness and lack of experience caused him that fight because he got clipped with that shot. In the fight against Pitbull Cruz, he was trying to box, and that's not really what Rolly is his strongest at. And it didn't work out in his favor. But I did think he fought better when you watch it again than what the fight showed on the night. So again, I don't think Rolly was doing terrible in that fight. I thought he showed a lot of heart as well, too. I felt like I saw some improvements in his boxing, but Cruz's power just was too much on the night, got overwhelmed, too much constant pressure, and it just didn't end well for Rolly on the night. Jaimes has an excellent left counterpunch, man, and that left hand is strong. And if Cruz comes in not respecting Jaimes and just thinks he's going to be able to walk through him, he might get caught with the same shot that he has been consistently getting clipped with in previous fights before, that left hand, that counter overhand. So I think this is an interesting fight. And I think if there's going to be an upset on this card, and there could be, one or two, this could be one of the ones that could be an upset. So who wins? Before I give my pick on this fight, I have something real quick to share. I'm always looking to bring more light, more value, more opportunities for the community. I've been working on a few different things in recent weeks to not just grow the channel, but as I said, to continue to provide as much value as I can to each of you in our community. With that being said, I got some exciting news to share. I'm happy to announce my partnership with BetStamp and signup Expert. It's a great opportunity for you to join some of the best sports books to get the best odds and new user offer. All you have to do is head over to my dedicated page at signupexpert.com/thebreakdown to explore a selection of sports books tailored to your region, each with its own unique offerings. So if you want to place a bet this weekend and on this fight and beyond, check out the link to find the best options for you in your region. Every sign up does support the channel, and it helps the channel grow and to expand and to create more opportunities, not just for me, but for our community. I'm always looking out for you guys as best as I can. You can easily find the link in the description below this videos moving forward. So get down there and check it out and find the best option for you. Now, let's get back to the video. I think both men are in interesting positions, man. A third loss for Rolly changes things trajectory-wise in his career. He might not have too many years left competing at the top level. He can talk a good talk. People think he's funny, so he will have opportunities to fight because he can sell a fight. If he can come in and beat Rolly, that puts him in a bigger positioning, right? Climbing the ranks, it puts him in bigger fights. There's more eyes on his fight. It would just be better for him if he can come in and get the win. So this is a fight on paper where it's supposed to make Rolly look good, man. You're the much more known fighter. You're the bigger puncher. You're the bigger man. You're pulling the smaller man up to fight you so you can look good. It's supposed to be a rebound match to put you in good standings. On paper, it looks good, but I don't think it's going to look that great when they get into the ring because I do think Jaimes poses a bit of a threat to Rolando Romero. I don't think either man is going to look too far to find each other. Both men are going to be there to get hit. Obviously, Rolly is going to try to come in and impose his physicality and his strengths, but what if, he catches Jaimes and, Jaimes isn't intimidated by the power? I think Jaimes is going to box well in this fight, and both men are going to be there at times and stand their ground at times. It's a 10-round fight. I think it's going to be a close fight, man. I believe the favorite is probably going to be Rolly in this fight. I think both men are going to fight with a level of desperation. Jaimes, man, from the tapes that I've seen, in sparring and training, the interviews, he looks extremely serious and locked in. Like, that's a man that's locked in. Rolly, he's normal Rolly stuff, kind of playful, casually joking around, so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens on the night. Rolando Romero is going to be the favorite in this fight, and he can absolutely win this fight. But I'm going to go with Manuel Jaimes to win this fight. Man, I don't know what type of state Rolly is in right now. I see the look on Jaimes. He looks focused. He looks really dialed in, really locked in, and he's going to come in and try to come out on top, man. I don't know how strong Rolly is going to be in this fight, not counting him out by no means. I'm someone who I never bash any fighter. I've never bashed Rolly by no means, but coming off of a loss, man, to me, the pendulum is swinging more to Jaimes' favor right now. So those are my thoughts. I would love to hear from you. Who do you think wins? How do you have this one going? Let me know in the comment section below. So with all that being said, if you've been watching the video this long, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And we'll definitely see you next time.